Today I'm here to do a book review on The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. This is Sylvia Plath's only novel. She mainly wrote poems. This was first published in 1963, and it was published under the pseudonym Victoria Lucas. It wasn't published under her real name until 1967, and it wasn't published in America until 1971. Unfortunately, Plath died 1 month after the publication day in the UK on February 11th, 1963 at the age of 30. This is a book about mental illness that takes place in 1953. This is about Esther Greenwood, who lives in Boston, and she gets a summer internship in New York for a magazine. She doesn't really care for the New York lifestyle. She doesn't really find that she fits in with any of the girls there. So she returns home to Massachusetts. She tries to get into a writing class, but her mother tells her that she was turned down for it. So Esther tries to spend her summer writing her own book, and she starts to become extremely depressed, and she's having trouble sleeping. Her mother tells her to go to a therapist, and when she does that, he starts doing shock treatment on her, and that's the point when she is taken to a mental institution. Sylvia Plath describes Esther's depression as a bell jar lowering over her, and her being trapped and struggling to breathe. I think Sylvia does a fantastic job on describing depression in this book. I do think that this is semi-autobiographical. A lot of the instances in this book really happened to her in real life, and I do think that her husband Ted Hughes actually mentions that he thinks that the shock treatment was what she was going through. I first read the book in September of 2015, and I have just since reread it by listening to it on audiobook. It was narrated by Maggie Gyllenhaal, and I could listen to her read absolutely anything. She did a fantastic job on this. When I first read this, it was the first book that I had read about mental health, and struggling with mental health myself and also seeing a lot of my family members struggling with it, it was really comforting to read about it and know that you aren't alone in this. When I first read this, I had decided that it was my favorite book. I don't know if you can see right here, I've marked a bunch of things in it because I just absolutely love this book. And after rereading it, I can still say it's one of my favorite books. Obviously, this book talks a lot about suicide and depression, so if you're not into that kind of thing, definitely don't pick this one up. But I do think it is really important to read if you want to know more about depression and what it really feels like to someone who is struggling with it. If you are thinking about picking this book up, definitely pick up the audiobook by Maggie Gyllenhaal. She really did a fantastic job on this, but you should probably also have a copy so you can mark some things in it. I haven't seen any of the movie adaptations. I know that they've made a couple of them, and there's rumors to be a new one coming out soon. But obviously, I gave this book 5 stars. If you've read this book and want to discuss it, definitely let me know in the comments. But if you haven't read this book, I definitely recommend picking it up. I think that's all I'm going to say about this book. I'll let you guys decide if you like it or not, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!